Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, stick around because I got some good stuff for you guys. For those of you who aren't new, welcome back. You guys are the greatest. And of course, today we got something special again. If you haven't watched it already, but check out the last video. I did a collaboration with Nano Blaster, one of the best Disney Speedstorm streamers to date that we got out there, and he's joining us again for some more content. And also, stay tuned for the rest of this week because we got some more content for you guys regarding me and Nano working together, and also our main topic of today, which is the Disney Speedstorm World Cup. So, Nano, the floor is yours.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I appreciate everybody that watched and supported the last video that me and Sammy did. It was pretty lit, and I appreciate the feedback. And you know, it's pretty exciting to be back. Like Sammy said, me and him got a lot of stuff in the works, and should be lit, man. Especially with today's topic.
Yes, sir. I've been excited before we even started recording. Like, I can never contain my excitement when it comes to working with Nano. Hey man, we did some
Same,
numbers in
man.
the first
Same.
video, so like ever since then, like I've been looking at Nano a bit differently. I'm not saying I switched up. I'm just saying. I'm just saying
Yeah, I appreciate that,
Nano's my
man.
guy, man.
For sure. Feelings neutral, man. Feelings neutral.
Yeah. So today, as I already probably gave it away, we're gonna be talking about the Disney Speedstorm World Cup. Most of the community, I don't think, knows that this is actually going down. I don't even think they even know what this is because it's not even official. But like
Yeah,
Game
it's
Loft
not.
isn't
It's
even
not.
running this. Like the community had to come together and put this together. And I believe Nano, do you know who's actually running this tournament?
Yes, I do. So we got our very best tournament hosts, Nelisi and Cedric. They I believe Nelisi came up with like most of the groundwork, and Cedric is just helping. He's assisting him with a lot of stuff they got going on in the tournament. And every it's for those of you that don't know, or I guess I should say, in terms of the World Cup or the Speedstorm community, a lot of people don't know about the competitive history of Speedstorm. And there's nothing officially that has been done from like Gameloft themselves. So everything competitive wise about Speedstorm is done through the community. And Nalissi and Cedric used to host tournaments before the World Cup. And that's where they got a lot of their tournament experience from. And a lot of top players used to enter their tournament. So, gonna be lit.
That is honestly great history because I honestly never knew that. From my experience, I guess, well, Nalissi and Cedric seem to be doing tournaments. However, from my knowledge, the first tournament invitation I got was from Bozzy, which I believe was from Germany. But when we were in their Discord, it seemed like they've done multiple tournaments like this before. However,
Yeah, Bozzy,
yeah,
if you're referring to Bozzy, then yeah, he has done a tournament before, but this one was gonna be like the World Cup
yeah,
was gonna be more. It was more ambitious and more larger scale than what he's done before.
okay, but yeah. So as I was saying, obviously we were all in that World Cup, but some things behind closed doors happened, and uh, it wasn't the community that was participating in the World Cup didn't appreciate it, so we all bowed out as a group and collectively, which was great because it showed the unity in the community, which is what you always should have in a community for games like this. And at one moment, I guess a lot of teams or even participants didn't know if there was gonna be another event because this seemed like it was the one event for the year, just on how it was
Hmm.
advertised, and everyone was really gearing up and ramping up to get ready for this event. And literally, we were supposed to start racing, I think, the beginning of June, right?
Uh, yeah, it's pretty much like we would have already been like weeks into Bozzy's tournament.
Exactly. So for that to have canceled and for the community to come and turn around so quickly and revive this tournament was actually something special. And I'm very appreciative to the ones who, picked up the pieces and was able to bring the community back together after such a rough time. I want to say a rough but brief time. But now we're back, and we're back like we never left. And this is the World Cup, the new and improved World Cup, and everyone's voice, is being heard. Everyone's getting the support they need, which is great. And for the World Cup, I guess today's topic, or the first topic we're going to head into, is what we feel about the World Cup. So I'm going to start off with you, Nano. How do you feel about this World Cup?
Well, before I go into how I feel about the World Cup, I do want to say or give a special shout out to Nelisi,
Yeah.
because if it wasn't for him, a lot of the stuff that happened that brought the Speedstorm community together in Body's tournament probably wouldn't have happened because he was the one who spearheaded us in standing against what Bozzy was doing. So big shout outs to Nelisi. I also want to give another shout out to Nelisi, Cedric, Dothrekis, his team, some of the people on my team, and it's too much people to name, but other Speedstormers because everybody came together to make this World Cup happen, and they didn't want to, just make everybody's hard work go to waste. People were ambitious and amped up. So if it wasn't for all of those guys in the community, then this wouldn't have happened. So, I just wanted to give them their shouts outs. But in terms of how I feel about the World Cup, and not gonna lie, I'm even more excited for this one than I was Bozzy's Cup. Like it's I feel like a lot of teams got, unfortunately with what happened, a lot of people weren't able to make it this one.
Yeah.
But even though that did happen, a lot of people who weren't in Body Zone signed up for this one, especially with you know, all of the people and new teams, stuff like that that has formed. So, you know, we all work together to bring a lot more new people into this one. And there's still a lot of the same people, but this one has a lot of new faces and stuff. And many of the players have not been in Speedstorm tournaments before. Uh, some have, but I think a lot of the people, if I had to put a percentage on it, probably only 5 to 10% of the World Cup has been in a Speedstorm tournament before. Everybody else, this is new waters for them. So I'm excited. So, I mean, do you have any like, how do you feel about the World Cup, Sammy?
So I definitely am in the boat of new entrants. I've never been in a competitive setting before, especially for Disney Speedstorm, any game of that matter. I've been actually pretty good at a couple of games in the past where I was on leaderboards and stuff like that, but never went into like a competitive scene or a format before. So this is my first, and honestly, I'm excited. How do I feel about the World Cup? I honestly think it's it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a nice summertime event to tune into if you don't really have much going on in terms of what you want to watch or what you want to tune into. Like like Nano said, a lot of entrants to this tournament, at least what it sounds like, is new. So this is a great way to either meet new people or follow new content creators such as myself or Nano here. And you get to see a lot of ways how other players might race in Speedstorm as opposed to yourself. You might pick up on some new tricks, new ideas. It might help you better your game. I know a lot of people out there complain when we have to do limited timed events and they can't get into the top 10%, top 15, or whatever. Maybe from watching the World Cup, you pick up on some of these unique ideas and tips and tricks, and it helps your game. And maybe from that, it'll get you into the top 10 or top 15%, get you some better
Yep.
rewards.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think this tournament has the capacity to be something very special. And who knows? Maybe someone at Game Loft is watching this tournament and says, you know what? Maybe we should implement a tournament into Speedstorm officially. I mean, we did get
Hey,
a
you
team
never
mode.
know, man. Never know. That's true, and a lot of people have been asking for that. And I'm pretty sure those of you watching know who Skyliner is. Get to see one of your favorite content creators in the tournament because he is on Team North America.
Yes, he
So
is.
that might be something you guys want to tune in for. So that should be lit.
So now our second topic that we're going to go into is what it would do for Disney Speedstorm. So in terms of this tournament, how will this tournament affect or help the betterment of the game?
All right. So in my opinion, I feel like the World Cup will be beneficial for Speedstorm because one, I feel like it'll get more eyes on it.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, the game always needs more players. What better way to host or to get more players than to do like a really big competitive tournament that a lot of people could see, especially with me and Sammy covering it, and a lot of people are going to be talking about it. So that's always a benefit. Two, uh, this Speedstorm has always had like a competitive side, but I do feel like the majority of the people are more casual, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But
No.
it has seriously been need for more competitive stuff going on. So I think a lot of this will bring a lot of light to the competitive scene, and hopefully it will bring a lot of players that weren't a part of the competitive scene into it. And I feel like that's already going on because leading up to the World Cup, certain people like One Winged Angel, he's been hosting his own tournament, and people have been entering that. Those are like little weekly tournaments and whatnot. Um, and like I said, there's a lot of new names that I see in this tournament that I've never seen enter a tournament before. So I think the competitive drive is about to go way up because of the tournament, and that's a good thing. And three, I think that this helps bring more life into Speedstorm because you know sometimes there's always not going to be a lot of things to do on Speedstorm. Or sometimes people just get kind of stagnant or they don't know what to do. They feel like they've done everything. Game love. They might have done all the they might have there might not be enough time events and stuff like that, or some people might not know what to strive for.
Yep.
But this the World Cup is really good because it's really fun. Like if you like tournaments or if you strive to get better or you want to see like high level competitive gameplay on Speedstorm, definitely gonna want to tune in, keep up because there's gonna be a lot of fun activities going on with the tournaments. A lot of players gonna show out, show their skill. You know, gonna be a lot of room to learn, grow, get better, uh, get more get more familiarized with the community and the competitive scene, and as well as a lot of the top players. So, you know, could learn a lot from it. Try to, I'd recommend if this is something that people are looking for, they could try to pay attention and they will. I could guarantee, I was just telling Sammy this, but if you really want to get better, if you keep up with the tournament, by the time it's finished, you'll be a better player. I could guarantee you that. So, you know, those are just some of the things that I think is why the World Cup will be like beneficial. Why it'll be good for the Speedstorm community.
I definitely would like to piggyback on that. You know, he pretty much took the words out of my mouth, but I think in terms where I differentiate from what Nano has said is that not only will this shed some light onto the game because the player base has been dwindling for the past couple of seasons, but I want to say it's in a good place right now for this season because of the new team mode that we talked about in the last video, but also the fact that you're going to have a lot of your favorite content creators covering this, or even content creators you've never seen cover this game, which is going to bring even more light to this game or more eyes drawn to this game because a lot of people may have never seen this game or heard of this game before. And they might take an interest in playing this game now because they see maybe myself playing this game. They might see Nano now playing this game. They see Skyliner playing this game all the time, and now he's in a tournament. People are going to be like, "Oh, there's a competitive side to this game," and there's people out there that solely play games if there's a competitive scene. So now that they might now that they might see that it's not just a casual game, they're gonna want to ingratiate themselves into this community and play along with us because, hey, there's gonna be a tournament coming up sooner or later. I need to get ready, so I got to get into this game and start working on my skills. So it's gonna do a lot for this community in terms of viewership, but also not just benefiting the game or the community itself, but also benefiting us, the content creators, because covering this game or covering this tournament will also help build our viewership up. And if we become bigger content creators just covering Speedstorm, that means in turn we're gonna bring a larger audience to come in and watch Disney Speedstorm and get interested in Disney Speedstorm. So I think as a whole it goes full circle and it benefits everyone and every party that is participating in this tournament.
Hmm. Yeah, man. It's honestly, I don't really see any negatives that could come out of this.
Nope.
Um, just seems like everything's up from here. And the best part is even after the World Cup, it's not like there's not going to be any more tournaments. Like,
Exactly.
Nelisi's already gone on board saying that him and Cedric will be hosting more. Uh, it might not exactly be of the same
Size.
formation of like the World Cup,
Yeah.
but you know, there's gonna be a lot more tournaments and stuff, and I think this is gonna put competitive Speedstorm back on the map because over the past couple of months it's been on the lighter side in terms of competitiveness than what it used to be.
Yeah.
But I think this is gonna put us back in business, so I'm excited for that.
I'm excited as well.
Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you at the next one.